Good afternoon, everyone. Please stand. We'll begin our meeting today, our formal agenda. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Cade Museum for this meeting of the Rotary Club of Gainesville for this Tuesday, June 6th. I'm Tom Collette, your Sergeant at Arms, welcoming each and every one of you to our meeting today. Please silence your cell phones. Guests, visiting Rotarians, joining us virtually via Zoom watching, please identify yourself in the chat. And if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, send us an email to register your participation, info@rotarygainesville.org. We begin our meeting today as we do with a joke, a song, and the pledge. Here to do that, please welcome Pete Enwall.
As George Burns said, you know, it's good to be back, and at my age, it's good to be anywhere. So, no joke today. We got to hurry through this. So we're going to sing "We're the Boys of Old Florida" because the baseball team is getting ready to win the national championship. The golf team's already won the national championship. Go Gators! So, pick out somebody to put your arm around. Swing and sway. We are the boys of old Florida, Florida, where the girls are the fairest, the boys are the squarest of any old state down our way. Hey, we are all strong for old Florida, down where the old Gators play. Go Gators! In all kinds of weather, we'll all stick together for Florida. Go Gators! All right, so join me, if you will, in pledging allegiance to our flag respectfully. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pete. Please remain standing now for our invocation offered today by fellow member Lori Vidal.
Greetings. Let's receive an invocation. We are gathered here today motivated by a sense of the need in our community to serve others. Thank you for the foresight given to the founders of Rotary to build our foundation upon the principle of service above self. It is in the truest sense a key principle behind the success of our nation to serve one another. And we wait in expectation to hear the committee report of middle school service above self awards. Continue to call us back again and again to our foundation as members of Rotary, to the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do, our moral code for guiding us in personal and business relationships. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? What better invocation could we have today than this, I pray? In your name, amen.
Thank you, Lori. You may be seated unless you're visiting us today. And if you have a guest, one of our fellow members, please remain standing with your guest. Don Bugos has the microphone today.
Good afternoon, Rotarians. I'm Craig Carter, and I'm honored to have my daughter, River Carter, with me today.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. I have two guests. I have James Anthony, who's here for his second visit. He's with Kellen Williams, is that right? Keller. And he's also a cheer. And next to him is Sam Madison. Sam is Rotary Youth Exchange. And Sam, we're going to send Sam to Hungary in a couple of months. So Sam wants to come help you guys out. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I am Brett Buell of the Downtown Rotary Club and the Gainesville Opportunity Center. Thank you for having me here.
Are we doing these later?
You're on.
I'm on. Okay. I've got 4 guests here. I'm going to introduce all 4 of them. Why not? This is Dennis Vale and his son Matthias Vale, who are here for the representing Lincoln for the Service Above Self Award, and Marisa Senesac. Oh, that's not a L, it's a C. Okay, Senesac. And Evie are representing Oakview for the Rotary Service Above Self Award, to be done in a little bit.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Professor Emeritus Michelle Dunlap of Connecticut College, living here in Gainesville now. I'm a speaker, a writer, a diversity consultant, and I do a lot of community service. I am a guest of Richard Allen's and also Mary Crane, who was my oldest son's kindergarten teacher, and he's 35 years old now.
I want to introduce Josh Dickinson. This is the brother of Martin, who we all hold in the light, and his good wife, Sally Dickinson, visiting from Montana. And in just a minute, I want to tell you that in 1988, Josh nominated me for this club. And Byron's father was nominated the same time. Well, they chose Byron's father, and my brother, who was head of Notary in British Columbia, said that was wonderful because women don't belong in Notary.
Welcome to all of our guests today. And now it's time to recognize our fellow members who have birthdays here in the month of June. I need Pete to make his way back up here. He has to sing one more time. If you're here today, present, bring your $1 or more. To Greg Young. Birthdays in June: Troy Adams, Daniel Alvarado, Roger Brill, Joe Cawthon, Marion Colburn, Mary Crane, Don Davis, Cornelia Holbrook, Marcia Kiner, Helen Jean Kornblum, Janice Legler, Anne Marie Orlando, Bob Page, Eric Parker, Michael Pellet, and John Thomas II, JT. You already have his money? Good. Before we bring Pete over to sing, also just honoring some of those member anniversaries here during this month of June. 35 years ago in 1988, he joined our Rotary Club. Don Bugos. You can applaud. 46 years ago, in 1977, when disco was king, he joined Ed Ellett. And in 1975, 48 years ago, I was but a high schooler, Sam Holloway. And now, Pete, once again, your presence is requested to sing Happy Birthday.
So we have a lot of guests here, a lot of people that are visiting for the first time, and a lot of young people, and so we want to show them how vibrant we are and how lively we are. So I want everyone to sing their best. We're going to sing Happy Birthday to all the people that had birthdays, and we're going to do it with gusto, right? Right, robust. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, fellow Rotarians. Happy birthday to you, and many more.
And now an announcement for the good of the membership. Brett Buell, please come to the podium.
It used to be when I would go and talk somewhere about the Gainesville Opportunity Center, nobody knew who we were. Nobody knew what we did. But now many of you have not only heard of us, you know about us, you visited us, and you supported us in so many ways. In case you don't know, the Gainesville Opportunity Center is a nonprofit that helps adults living with chronic mental illness rejoin the community, find jobs, and keep them. We follow a recovery through work model where the members come and participate in our workday. They work side by side with our staff and other members to build confidence. They see others with mental illness succeeding while they prove to themselves that they can too. From there, the GOC helps members find jobs and gives them support while they're working. I'm here today to thank you all for sponsoring our recent bike day, which was May 13th. Your club sponsored us for $500. It was a great day. We had a wonderful turnout. We hope this is going to become a signature event for us. And we hope Rotarians will join us in the future as well. Also, our kitchen construction has begun with the Wild Game Feast funds from last year. And I just wanted to also give a special thanks to several Rotarians that are here today that have been helping directly with the project. Michael Pellet, the architect, drew up some plans for us. Mike Conroy's been negotiating deals left and right. And Dalton Baker is putting the whole project under his license for management, doing all this right when he has a newborn baby. So isn't that great? Isn't Rotary great? It takes a community to make a community, and Rotarians are helping make a community for people living with serious mental illness. It feels really great to serve. Our members will tell you the same thing. This fall, we will have a luncheon party for our friends here at Rotary. Our members will make and serve lunch in our new Rotary kitchen and dining room. You might find it humbling when somebody with chronic mental illness that may not have worked in 15 or 20 years makes your meal and serves it to you. But that's what the GLC is all about, and that's what Rotary is all about. So thank you all for your continued support and awareness of our program and some of the solutions to helping people living with chronic mental illness. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brett. Now it's time for one of our members to give a craft talk. And to introduce our craft talk today, it says on her badge, Melanie Short, but we know her as Melanie Shore.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, I came in today and they said your name badge is right. And I was Melanie Shore for, I'm not going to say how many years, but all of a sudden I came to Rotary one day and I was Melanie Short. So I'm Melanie Shore again. It is my privilege and such an honor to introduce our craft talk and someone that really doesn't need an introduction here in Gainesville, our president and CEO of the Community Foundation, a wonderful leader in our community, a wonderful convener of bringing people together. Barzella's going to tell you a little bit about herself, but it is truly my honor to introduce my dear friend and fellow Rotarian, Barzella Papa.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you all so much. Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. I greatly appreciate the invitation to share my craft talk. When asked to share more about myself, I usually focus on the most important part of my life, and that's my family. I'm the proud mother of one daughter, Sophie, who graduated from Gainesville High. She played tennis at Holy Cross before the shutdown ended her collegiate career and brought her back home. She graduated from UF in December and is now working with UBS Wealth Management. And I'm super excited to share that last week she passed her Series 7 on the first try. So go, Sophie. I'm also the proud mother of one son, Sam, who graduated from Buchholz. He spent a year in the UK playing professional soccer and just finished his first year at James Madison University. Some of you may have heard about his TikTok fame during the pandemic, amassing more than 2 million followers in a matter of months. Well, fortunately, he left social media and is focused on his academics, and he's currently right now in Japan, I think going out tonight. One day when I get free time, I plan to write a blog about what to do or not to do when your teen goes viral, but that's a story for another day. I cannot leave out the most important person, my husband, Patrick, who is a graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy, along with his two brothers and his father. All combined, his family has more than 150 years of military service, to also include a sister who graduated from the Air Force Academy and her husband who chose West Point. Needless to say, family gatherings are never boring. As for me, I'm a native of Mobile, Alabama, and a first-generation college graduate. Yes, it was from the University of Alabama. Sorry. I'm learning the words to the songs. I started my career at Southern Living and worked there until I met a naval officer stationed in Pensacola. Because of my job, he thought I could cook. I didn't tell him I worked in the crafts and gardens department. But I did score major points with his mother because I was able to complete her Southern Living cookbook collection when we got engaged. I believe curiosity is one of the most valuable traits one can possess and can lead you where you least expect it. Our journey brought us to what was supposed to have been a pit stop, and that is Gainesville. And not knowing anyone here, I jumped into learning about this community. That curiosity led me to writing for the Gainesville Sun, working as an event coordinator at UF, and joining and eventually serving as president of the Junior League of Gainesville. One day I got a call asking if I would consider going to work for a small nonprofit looking for their first full-time CEO. Curiosity got me again, and I've never looked back. This summer will mark 17 years for me at the Community Foundation, and I am proud to share that our work has gained the attention of foundations throughout the state and around the nation. In January, I will assume the role of chair of the Community Foundations of Florida, whose combined assets total just over $4 billion. Yeah. Although I am somewhat terrified to lead my colleagues who run some of the largest foundations in the country, I'm excited for the opportunity, and I just hope not to fail. What is it they say about curiosity in a cat? It could get me. Thank you so much, Rotary. Stay here.
Congratulations, Barzella. And the Community Foundation does do so much good work in the community, and I think that's a testament to your leadership. And I'm sure they're going to be in great hands at the state. And for doing your craft talk today, I would like to present you with the four-way test plaque that outlines the ethics of Rotary that I think we might hear a little bit about with service above self, but also all the things that keep us doing the right things and staying on the right path. So thank you, and I'm so glad you're a member of our club. Well, welcome everyone. I'm so glad you could join us today. And we have one more special thing to do, order of business. And I'd like to bring up Kim Nayani. Come on up, please. And also Lisa Mueller. We have them coming up to present a Paul Harris Award to Miss Lisa. Please welcome them.
Fellow Rotarians and guests, good afternoon. I'm Kim Nayoni, and I happen to serve here within our Rotary Club as the chair of the Paul Harris Fellowship. So what is Paul Harris? Well, since 1957, Rotary International has been recognizing Rotarians who go above and beyond to make contributions in support of all the things that we do, from curing polio to dealing with issues that affect hunger, education, and so forth. Rotarians everywhere in the world donate their time and resources to help Rotary meet its mission. So when you have been a loyal Rotarian, making contributions to support the Rotary Foundation, you're recognized as a Paul Harris Fellow. And today it's my distinct honor to recognize our friend Elizabeth Fuller Mueller with a Paul Harris Award. And with that too, you do receive a, let's see here, a wonderful Paul Harris pin that you can wear with pride.
Thank you so much.
And for those of you Rotarians who have not yet become a Paul Harris Fellow, please look me up because we do have plenty of points that we can help towards contribution that will get you to that status. So look me up and I'll be glad to make you a Paul Harris Fellow. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate. Kim did that on a short notice, and it did a great job. Thank you both. Let's see. This past Saturday, our Rotary Rebuilding Together crew came together again, and we worked at the home of the Weary family. I want to thank Marion Colburn. I saw Marion. Raise your hand, please, Miss Marion. Yes, and Ryan Kern. I don't see him, or Helen Warren, Patrick Irby. They were all there this weekend. We made great progress. And by the way, Marion, you left your shirt. So I'm going to give it to you right now. And I want to thank you for that great project. Okay, well, now it's time to bring up our program, and we'll bring up our MC for today. That's Helen Kornblum, and she's been a member of our Rotary Club since 2015, and she has led this committee for a number of years now, and I want to thank her and look forward to the program.
Welcome to everyone, especially our special guests, our 8th grade graduates who are here to receive further recognition for their service above self in their middle schools. You know, this is the 3rd program involving students from our Alachua County community. And it's long struck me that there's something different about this particular program from the other 2. In the first one, we heard students give very wonderful speeches that we all enjoyed. The second program, we were all, as Greg said, slightly intimidated by the scientific focus that we heard. But I did a little market research to help me figure out what was going on today. And I asked these students whether or not, by the way, we have 6 of the 9 students with us today. There are 9 students who won this award. But I asked all 6 of them, did you know anything about this Service Above Self award or the Rotary Award for this? And all of them looked at me and said, no, not really. You know, no one ever told us to do this service because we were aiming for something. So the other 2 programs were based on performance by students who had guidelines for performance who wanted to accomplish something. The students here today were already doing their thing, and they were serving without the promise of any reward or recognition. That is so closely aligned with Rotary. This is what we all do in this room. So I thank the students for giving me the answer to, I was very slow to catch on. It took me 3 years to figure this out. I'm obviously a slow learner, but this is the difference for me in this program. So today we will introduce each one of our students and read what the teachers said about them, but I want to give a shout out to my committee members before we go any further. Margaret Combs, Mary Crane, Peter Enwall, John Graham, Ernie Hull, Frank Mason, Michael Pellip, and Helen Warren. I must say they were very gracious about my steady stream of emails with no complaint, and they were effective in getting the information that we needed by a deadline. So that is greatly appreciated. So I'm going to stop now, and I'm going to invite Frank Mason to come up here and introduce his student.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. I'm very pleased today to be here with Andrew Weisman, and his mother joins us, Ashley. We're happy to have her with us as well. We're pleased to recognize Andrew for the Rotary Service Above Self Award for Fort Clark Middle School. Andrew is a member of several clubs at Fort Clark. These include National Junior Honor Society, the Falcon Battalion, which is like ROTC in high school, 8th grade student government, and the Falcon News Crew. In all of these, Andrew displays leadership qualities and is always willing to do whatever is needed, using his own time to make sure everything is done right. Andrew has earned Cadet of the Year in the Falcon Battalion, and overall, Andrew is a well-rounded and conscientious young man. He is mature beyond his years and is always respectful, which I have certainly heard today. Very impressive. Staff members will miss him at Fort Clark and wish him the best in high school. Congratulations. And now, I have a question. I warned him I was going to have a question, but I couldn't indulge him in what that question was. So tell us, share with us one of the benefits you find in serving others.
A benefit I found is that, like, if I need help, after I've helped them, they'll want to help me back because I was nice to them, so I'll get that back.
Very nice. Thank you. Congratulations, Andrew.
Fellow Rotarians, let me introduce to you Emma Good, who is a graduating now an eighth grader, I guess, at Hawthorne High School, used to be in middle school. She won the Service Above Self Award from Hawthorne Middle School. Let me tell you what she did to win the award. She frequently worked with fellow students by helping them complete her assignments, by explaining concepts that they had trouble understanding, and by showing respect for teachers and students alike. She continues to give of herself to her community, Hawthorne community, and also to her church. She is engaged in volleyball and cheerleading. She helps prepare meals for her church. She assists her sister in teaching Sunday school, helps her mom prepare lesson plans. And her teachers and fellow students have watched her give back to her school and to her community each and every day. And if she didn't know the concept, or she didn't know the phrase service above self, but she's acted on that concept every day, and for that she has won our Rotary Service Above Self Award for this year. Let's give her a hand. So now I'm going to put her on the spot. I'm just going to ask her to tell you a little bit about what she does to help her sister in her Sunday school class. Let's speak to the microphone.
Hi, I'm Emma, and when I help my sister, we prepare lessons for the kids. We break down events that happen in the Bible to their understanding, and we serve them snacks and drinks, and we have like all kinds of activities that have to do with the Bible. And the kids love it, and we love them.
I'm introducing Camila Camacho, and I will tell you that when I got to the announcement of Camila's name for the award, that auditorium, this was in the Phillips Center, broke out into an absolute roar of approval. It was really funny. So everybody knew that you should get this award, right? Here's what the faculty had to say about Camila. She's bright, caring, and extremely involved both on and off campus. At school, she's part of the Kanapaha Hope Squad, a student organization aimed at recognizing warning signs of mental distress and promoting good mental health. Camila has been part of this organization for 3 years. She also participates in robotics, the National Junior Honor Society, and speech and debate. As if Camila didn't have enough on her plate, she volunteers with the Gainesville Special Olympics. Camila has managed to maintain her excellent GPA of 4.0 while taking the highest level classes available. She's well-spoken and speaks for those who can't always speak for themselves. Because she has a big heart, Camila is constantly giving of herself and volunteers not just to support her school, but also her community. So I asked Camila before, what do you want to do when you grow up? And she said to me very honestly, I haven't got the slightest idea. So come up to the mic. Camila, tell us which one of these activities you want to continue in high school.
In high school, I would like to continue robotics because I've been doing that since 3rd grade, and our team has made it to Worlds, and I find it it's like robotics has me think critically and like problem solve, and I think it's a very interesting thing, so that's what I want to continue in high school.
I'd like to introduce Matthias Vale. I was introduced to him as Matthias Ribeiro do Vale, or Vele. I don't have the Portuguese down very well. His dad, Dennis, is laughing over there with me. But Matthias has earned a lot of respect from his faculty over at Lincoln Middle School, and he was the one nominated for this award over there. Matthias is an honor student at the Lyceum program at Lincoln Middle. He maintains an unweighted 4.0 grade point. He has volunteered with Food for Kids for the last 4 years. This program helps bring food to families and children in need. Matthias says it's important to volunteer because if we are fortunate enough to have free time, then we should donate some of that time to help those who aren't as fortunate. Next year, Matthias will be attending the IB program at East High School. He hopes to become a lawyer. His teachers are proud of him and wish him well in high school, as do we all. And Matthias, when you get over to the high school, do you have in mind some volunteer work that you would be working at over there?
So first off, I'd like to thank everybody in this room for the opportunity that I have for being here. It's an honor. But moving on to the point, in high school, I plan to help continue the Food for Kids program, as well as volunteer in the small things that pop up in the day-to-day. For example, in middle school, one experience I had was that my orchestra teacher, he had a concert, and then after the concert, I realized he was staying 9 hours after school to help organize things. And seeing him struggle with all the heavy equipment and food and beverages and all that, I decided to stay after school and help him out with that. And it's that sort of thing that motivates me. In high school, I feel like there will be a lot of opportunities to help out in the smaller things. The smaller things are what make all the difference. Thank you.
It was Maggie Combs who gave Evie Senesak her award, but Maggie isn't here today, so I'm filling in. Evie is a graduating student from Oakview Middle School, and here's what the teachers had to say about Evie. She embodies the qualities it takes to be not just a successful leader, but also a respected one. She has taken leadership roles, such as being a band librarian. Did the audience guess, as soon as they heard band librarian, that it was you getting this award? Oh, okay. And president of the National Junior Honor Society. She is a peer tutor, a member of the Student Government Association, a member of Hope Squad, and an integral part of the Yearbook Club. In her technology class, Evie served as HR manager of her firm, led the company in creating a comprehensive employee handbook, and mediated several employee conflict meetings. She holds 6 professional certifications for technology. Beyond her involvement in clubs, Evie's motivation to help others has earned her the unwavering respect of the students and adults who work with her. Having enhanced the quality of the school and the lives of the population at Oakview Middle School through hard work and devotion, the 8th grade teachers recognize Evie Senesak for this year's Rotary Award. You know, judging by that description, it sounds like you're ready to skip high school and go right into business. All right. So my question for you is, what have you learned from some of this volunteer work?
I learned that helping others is hard. And I know that's something weird to say, but it is hard work to help others. I'm not good at giving speeches, I'm sorry, but it's hard, and not a lot of people are going to understand that you're putting in effort for it, but you don't need to know what they're saying because you don't have to listen if they're putting negative commentary. You just have to be positive to yourself about it.
Good afternoon, Rotary. I'm honored to introduce you to Jonathan Munford and his big brother, Eric Essling, who's joining him today. What an honor it was for me to be able to present this award, and just here's what your teachers had to say about you. During his 3 years at Westwood Middle School, Jonathan Munford has shown leadership skills while working diligently on academic achievement. He works to make Westwood a better place for teachers and students. He greets other students with a positive attitude before class. Although he's never looking for a pat on the back, our school community notices him wherever he goes. He participates in Florida Future Educators of America during each day. Which means that he often runs errands for teachers while modeling the behavior that benefit a future teacher. He has volunteered his time and efforts at school events such as dances. We value him for his honesty, reliability, enthusiasm, and politeness. Our teachers of the teachers involved in the selection process for this special award, more than 90% of them chose Jonathan as the recipient for this award. Jonathan will be an asset to any profession he pursues. His teachers at Westwood are proud of him, as we are today. And my question, Jonathan, to you would be, what service activity did you perform this year gave you the greatest joy in doing?
It would have to be the school dance that we did for Valentine's Day, to see the people come out and enjoy after school dancing and doing different activities.
Thank you for your efforts. Jonathan.
So I don't think there's very much more that I need to add to the program that you just heard. These students have already experienced what this club has, I think last week, called the Ben Campen effect. Serving others makes you happy, and helping others helps you grow. And on that basis, let's have another round of applause for our students. We'd like all the students to come up and have their picture taken with Greg, the president of our Rotary Club.
Yeah, please come on up and let's gather here in front of the Rotary seal there. All right. Helen, don't go far, but congratulations, all of you, today. You're definitely an inspiration to us all. And to be leaders at the age you are right now, that speaks volumes. And you're leading by example. That's the best way to lead, is by example. You know, don't tell me what you're going to do what you're going to do. And you guys are doing it. And so I'm very proud of you. Our club is very proud of you. And I'm sure our community is very proud of you. So thank you. I want to thank all of the award winners for being here today, and all the family members that have come, and the representatives that have worked with Helen on the committee to make this program happen. We've really had some great programs that highlight the youth in this community. I'm very proud of you all. And so, Helen, if you'll come up, I'd like to give you this certificate that's designating that we are giving a donation to the CADE Scholarship Fund in your name that will go to help at-risk children in the community to be able to attend programs here at the CADE Museum for Creativity. So thank you, Helen. Thanks for all your work. Well, I want to thank you all for being here today. I know you enjoyed today's program, and I hope you'll be here next week when we'll have two of the CADE Prize finalists that will be from last year that will be speaking to us about a talk titled The Blue Economy. I hear it's about innovative ways of creating energy using the ocean. So I hope you can be here for that. And thanks again, everyone that's been helping to pitch in to clean up after the meetings. That's, as you were saying, after the band class, 9 hours. Well, it doesn't take quite that, but it's really great when you have many hands, makes light work. That's so true. So quote for today: the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Mahatma Gandhi. And today's last three digits of the Rotary Reading Safari Lucky Raffle ticket number is 78, maybe, 782. There it is. And with that, this meeting's adjourned.